It is 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's classic rock. You got the Rizzo and Jeff show. And, listen, when I left here on Friday, okay, I thought, okay, weekend, probably going to have to go do some soccer.
Yeah, it felt good on Friday. It did.
It did. Didn't it feel good?
Yeah, we were ready to go. We left. We were bright-eyed and bushy-tailed on our way out the door.
Yeah. After a long, hard week.
Right.
And by the way, I want to shout out to the gentleman who called at 5:30 this morning to talk about mustaches. That really kind of brightened my day on Tony. On what's just a terrible Monday. And we're not going to beat you to death with everything that happened, but I think everything that happen's worth mentioning. To think about, and we'll get into it in the JNN, that there was a potential or an attempted assassination on an American president. We have the loss of Dr. Ruth, the loss, which I contend and I have proof of Richard Simmons, which I think he's been gone a long time. We lost Shannen Doherty, okay? And it has just been... Is this the most chaotic weekend you can remember for a long time?
It's just like death and despair.
It is.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Just craziness happening. You just can't believe it. Nobody's safe.
No. Seriously.
Yeah.
And then you have the people who... the one person who passed and the two people that are in critical condition, which is crazy. That whatever you're, and Jeff and I, we believe that we're an escape. We're here to entertain you, and that's what we're going to do. But I just think that we calm down. Just everybody, just calm down.
We gotta bring down the temperature in the United States a little bit, right? We really do.
Yeah,
this is just too much, and it's amazing how just much that bullet. Miss Trump.
Was it? They say like a centimeter or something like that.
A millimeter. Yeah. I think it's the way. And I was just watching the video. The way of how he just slightly turned his head.
Just slightly. And it was because his head was turned. But then again, you have other people who are hurt. So there's been a lot going on. Just a really crappy Monday. So we're going to try to cheer you up. We obviously are going to fill you in on the latest updates of things. 105.9 The Mountain. Good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Yeah, you forgot that Shelley Duvall.
And Shelley Duvall.
Shining passed away on Friday. And yesterday, NFL wide receiver who played for the Texans and the Ravens, Jacoby Jones, died at the age of 40 yesterday.
What a crazy weekend.
What is going on? Right?
I think it's something in the water. I don't know.
Right, but I mean, you're right. I mean, it's not that we forgot, but like Shelley Duvall, again, she was huge in her from olive oil and all that. I mean,
The Shining,
yeah.
Right?
Yep.
With a legendary movie, and then Jacoby, 40 years old, and then it's like, how can you get all this in? I'm not going to make the whole show about death and despair, but it's crazy. It's a Monday.
Crazy. They even flashed on WLOS this morning. An actor that played in Hill Street Blues passed away on Sunday too at the age of 89.
Wow.
This is
I was, and then with the whole thing happening with the assassination, you're right. This was a very crazy weekend.
Yeah, and it was like my birthday week, too.
Yeah.
Maybe that has something to do with it.
Oh, yeah, by the way, happy 43rd.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know what's so happy about it these days.
It's crazy. I think we should all just take a breath. You know what I mean? Listen, we're not here to tell people what to believe or what to think, but I think we all should just cool down. This has been crazy. You know what I mean? Don't you feel like we just all need to just take a breath,
Yeah, everybody needs to take a big, deep breath and count to 10.
I agree.
I like that.
Thank you so much for calling in so early, man, and I hope you have a good day, okay?
I'm on my way to work. How good can it get?
I'm with you, man.
Anyway, have a good afternoon, gentlemen. I like the show.
Thank you. I appreciate you, man. Thank you very much. A lot of people calling early. I appreciate that, but I think he's right. I think that's kind of the theme that we'll go with today. Let's just everybody take a deep breath and count to 10. All right, we're going to do the Rizzo and Jeff show. We got opening audio coming up. We're going to be talking about, first off, shoplifters, mice in Mike's Hard Lemonade. We're going to go through some of the best Dr. Ruth advice.
Oh, Dr. Ruth, yes.
Also, what in the heck is Schnatter doing?
Yeah.
I have about had it with him.
He's not a part of it anymore.
Well,
is
no,
he?
you know what?
In your mind.
This is a Schnatter idea if I've ever heard of it. He might not be a part of the restaurant, but he's feeding ideas to Shaq. This isn't a Shaq Diesel idea.
You think this has Schnatter written all over it?
This has Leatherface Schnatter written all over it.
All right, okay.
All right, JNM will update you with everything that's been going on, obviously, with President Trump. Also, because of people like Jeff, something's going to stop at hotels. Thanks a lot, Jeff.
No
Appreciate
problem.
that.
No problem.
What the heck is happening in Florida? And so much more. So we got a busy show, so let's get it going here. And again, breathe in. It's Monday.
Breathe out.
Breathe out. That's it. Yes. All right, is everybody calmer now? It's Rizzo and Jeff, 105.9 The Mount Nashville's classic rock after a just terrible weekend. Tumultuous weekend. Forgot about Shelley Duvall. Forgot. I mean, it's just you can't keep track of everything that's going on.
No, and I got to tell you, I didn't have any of these deaths on my bingo card. Okay.
Yeah.
So none of them. Didn't see it coming.
Yeah, didn't see that. Didn't see it. Well, yeah, though, Ruth Westheimer, though, that's the only one that I could be like, okay, 96 years old. Like, you know what I mean? That one you can understand.
Yes.
But everything else has just been absolutely a mess.
Well, the Richard Simmons, you believe that he's been dead.
Oh,
so.
Richard Simmons has been dead since 2015.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'll prove that later. We'll get into that. But nonetheless, time to start the show with opening audio here. And I don't know how this woman got away with any of this.
It's time for opening audio here on the Rizzo and Jeff Show. A fun, funny way to start your day on 105.9 The Mountain.
All right, so there was a woman who was arrested for shoplifting. Not, so uncommon, unfortunately. People shoplift all the time. I actually saw somebody shoplift on Patton Avenue over the weekend.
Did you? Did you citizens arrest them or no?
Well, here's the thing. They were, I guess, being detained by said, really like buff dude at counter.
Okay.
So I was not going to interfere with said buff dude at counter.
So no citizens arrest from Rizzo over the weekend. All right.
Rizzo was tired.
All
right. So there was this woman, right, in California. Okay, she was arrested. All right, I believe on Thursday or Friday, accused of stealing from the same TJ Maxx. Okay, now again, TJ Maxx is a store that if you go to, like, people are going to notice. Like, if you go to TJ Maxx 30 times, people are going to go, "Who is this person that's in TJ Maxx 30 times?"
TJ Maxx.
You should go, right? You know,
right.
Like,
Yeah.
so wouldn't you notice if somebody came into your store 30 times?
I think that you would pay close attention. You'd probably look at her, see her, and just go, man, this woman really seems to love our low price clothing.
She really loves our TJ Maxx.
Right.
Isn't that the big store? Wait, no, is that Lane Bryant?
Lane Bryant is for the large. For the husky.
For the husky.
Right.
I was getting confused. All right, so is TJ Maxx the husky?
No, TJ Maxx is like a Ross, Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, this woman goes to TJ Maxx and steals 30 separate times before she gets caught.
In my 25 years as a city prosecutor, I've never seen a case with 30 counts. I've never seen a person go this long without being caught. The police reports showed a pattern of a person entering a store, spending very little time on the floor of the store, grabbing merchandise and simply walking out.
Okay, so you say to yourself, okay, we got TJ Maxx. This lady loves TJ Maxx, but, maybe the 27th time, you might, I don't know, maybe the 19th time.
Yeah, maybe the third or fourth.
The third or fourth time.
Right. Yeah.
30 times. I got to tell you, and listen, I'm not advocating for shoplifting, but if you go in and shoplift 30 times or 29 times and you're not caught, I feel like the 30th one you should get free. That's the free one.
That if you could get away with it 30 times,
right.
They should just let you be the shoplifter.
I agree. You should just roll into TJ Maxx, right? Like you should, like their slogan says, you should go and just pick out an article of clothing. 29 times you don't get caught. 30th is free. It's like get out of jail free card. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, Diane, you again. Take whatever you would like.
Please. Yes.
It's time for opening audio here on the Rizzo and Jeff Show. A fun, funny way to start your day on 105.9 The Mountain.
As if this weekend wasn't just horrible enough. All right, let's say that you're despondent. You have attempted assassination. You have many deaths of prolific figures, prominent figures, sports figures, actors, actresses, exercise gurus, sex gurus. And then you just say, I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to get myself a six-pack because we need to take the temperature way down here in the United States of America.
Right.
Okay? You get a six-pack of Mike's Hard. Now, again, Mike might do the trick. It says like 4 or 5% alcohol.
Does anybody still drink Mike's Hard lemonades?
Well, I can tell you, one person does.
I mean, that's something that you do like when you first turn 21. You know
what's funny? I always because I'm a diabetic. So for those of you who don't know, I actually do not drink. And if I do drink, it's very, very rare. The last time I drank was when we went to the Bahamas like 2 years ago.
Okay.
And so when I do drink, I'll drink a Mike's Hard or a Twisted Tea. It's very, it tastes like iced tea. It's just whatever.
Right.
So anyway, this woman wants to unwind after what could be described as one of the worst weekends in recent memory. And she notices something weird in her bottle. And she's like, what is in my bottle? And this is what was in her bottle.
I'm literally shaking because I'm so disgusted right now. I opened this and I took a sip. And then I was like, okay, maybe it's a little, I don't know, maybe something's a little wrong with it. I don't know. So I poured it out into my sink. And then it sounded like something was still inside. And so I looked inside with my little light, and there's a dead mouse inside. Oh, my God. I'm shaking. I feel so sick right now. That's disgusting. Oh, my God.
So we have a dead mouse. All right.
Yeah, wash it down. It's like the worm in the tequila. Except now with Mike's Hard, it's a mouse in the bottle, right?
But with the worm, aren't you supposed to eat the worm?
Yeah.
So are you saying that you drink it and then eat it?
Well, she drank it. You heard her say it. She drank it before she even realized. So she was,
Oh, well.
Maybe it spikes it up a little bit. I don't know. I've never attempted, to put a dead mouse,
rodent in your drink?
In my drink and slug it down. I don't know. Maybe that got the buzz going better.
Yeah, maybe it brought it up a couple percent. Yeah. Maybe it made it like what's it called? A Miller, not a Miller, a Michelob.
Yeah.
Maybe it brought it up to 5.5%.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Maybe that's what we need in this world, all right? A little buzz from mouse goop.
No sleep till. The Rizzo and Jeff Show. One is older and wiser. The other's life fell to pieces and his fiance is out of glue. Yeah, you get what you get. Here's to hoping we made the right decision. Weekdays, 6 to 10 a.m.
Yeah, I think everyone's a little hot-blooded here. It's 105.9 The Mount Asheville's Classic Rock. You got the Rizzo and Jeff Show, and there's going to be a lot of just kind of bumming news, but I figured that, with this bummer news, we could kind of maybe reflect with a little bit of happiness. And the first kind of piece of bummer news, Jeff, is Dr. Ruth.
Yeah, she's just one of the list of people that passed away over the weekend. Her age doesn't make it a surprising thing, but still, we lost her. Okay,
and she was a legend. Much like Richard Simmons, I mean, and we'll get to him later. We'll obviously talk about what happened over the weekend with the president. But I think Dr. Ruth sometimes, I think especially by the younger generations, is forgotten. People don't remember how legendary Westheimer was. I mean, she was one of a kind, Jeff.
Look, Westheimer, she could be a bit of a nasty little thing, huh?
She was nasty.
And she had just no regard. I mean, didn't care. And she lived her sexual life. She lived it. She loved it. anything having to do with sex
Wait.
had Ruth going. Even into her 90s, she
all
was rocking and
sex
rolling.
all the time.
Constant.
Rachel Ray, you name it. She just loved sex.
Just doesn't stop. Everything. Sex.
Sex and sex with Dr. Ruth. So before I get into some of Dr. Ruth's best advice, something you might not know about the Ruthie is she was a sniper.
I know.
Dr. Ruth was a sniper in WW2.
Wow. Could have used her over the weekend on some things.
I tell you, right?
Yeah.
Maybe her line of sight was good. Listen to this.
I went to then Palestine in 1945, and all of us belonged to some group to help establish that country, Israel, and I became a sniper. I have never killed anybody, but I still know how to put a Sten gun together and how to put 5 bullets into the red circle. But I was only a very short period of time in that underground because then I was badly wounded.
So she was wounded in battle, but she was a sniper.
I don't know how you go from a sniper
to a sex addict.
Yes, all wrapped into one.
All in one?
Yeah.
Well, so I said, what's some of the best Dr. Ruth advice that we've gotten from, the Dr. Ruth show, from her being on other shows. And so I've compiled some things. And the first one is a 19-year-old. And this was back in the 80s and on David Letterman. And this 19-year-old felt that he was attracted to, more mature women.
Okay.
Didn't know how to handle those feelings.
Oh, well, they are some tricky feelings. At 19, it's, you're still trying to figure things out.
And you're looking at 60, 70-year-olds. You don't know what to do.
Right.
And Dr. Ruth knew the answer.
Is it abnormal for a 19-year-old to be nervous around older women, but to be very attracted to them?
What he really wants to know, probably, and what I would generalize about that question is that it's perfectly all right to get erections, even at places where erections are not called for because he can't use that erection at that time, around women in general. And if this particular 19-year-old does feel a certain movement, that it's perfectly all right and he shouldn't worry about it.
All right, so if you feel a movement, don't worry about it. I think that's sound advice from Dr. Ruth.
Come on, man. Put it in the waistband.
All
right.
All right. What about aphrodisiacs, Dr. Ruth?
Do you know of any modern-day aphrodisiacs?
Yes. The only aphrodisiac needed is right between your ears. It's in your mind. It is nothing from the outside, and it is not a substance to be taken. It is just what you can do with your mind in order to get a good sexual functioning.
Yeah.
So she just says, do it in your mind. That's how dirty she was. She just needed her mind.
Just think about this. Her every day of her life is this. This is all she thinks about and does constantly. That's it.
Millionaire.
Yeah.
Millionaire. Now you say to yourself, when the Dr. Ruth show was on in the late 80s, there was a guy who said he needed to know how to get freaky deaky in the bedroom.
Welcome to the Dr. Ruth Show.
Remember that?
With Dr. Ruth Westheimer, coming to you from New York City.
I need to know what I gotta do. I want to bring the romance. I want it to pop in that bedroom. I need to get it popping in the bedroom. What I gotta do?
As long as you talk with that smile, you don't need a sex therapist. But I want to tell you something. Now it's summer, so make sure that you are going someplace where you have never made love. For example, go to the Catskills, go someplace into the woods, make sure there's no police, make sure there's nobody around, bring a blanket, bring some champagne, maybe a little picnic basket, and make love.
Take it to the great outdoors.
Wow. So take it to the great outdoors.
Wow.
She says go to the Catskills, make sure there's no cops around, bring a picnic basket.
She can really get you going, can't she? Doesn't she?
And then the final piece of advice from Dr. Ruth, to remember her at 96 years young, let it speak for itself.
You're on the air.
Yes, Dr. Ruth.
Yes.
This is Chris. I'm calling from North Carolina.
You have been involved with this girl for 2 years.
And by the way, this is because he's from North Carolina. We're throwing this in here.
Right.
And?
She has been married before and has been, sexually active.
has been sexually active before.
Right.
Right?
I'm 22 years old and have never, had sex. I'm still a virgin.
Yes.
She's wanting to, and I'm very nervous about it.
Okay. Now I understand why you talk so fast.
Oh.
Chris,
Yes.
let me tell you something. First of all, wipe off your mind that she has been sexually active before. She was married, so of course she has been sexually active, right?
Right.
Wipe that off your mind. Because if you start to compete with somebody because they've had more experiences, you're going to run into trouble. Let me tell you something, Chris. Make sure that when that first sexual experience, when that time
Here
is
we
right,
go.
take your time.
Take a time.
If I may make a suggestion, do not do it late at night.
Oh.
Don't do it when you are tired.
Do it when?
Try either in the morning
Oh.
or late morning, sometime during the weekend when the two of you are together, when you feel real good.
Oh.
And then say to yourself, it's all right. I might try it and it might not work the first time. So what? I have a whole lifetime ahead of me, right? You're only 22. And let her guide you a little bit.
So do it in the morning and let her guide you.
All right, I'm over here making notes.
Are you sweating
I'm
over
telling
there?
you, I'm sorry, I'm getting hot over here a little
my
bit.
God.
Some midday loving.
Dr.
Yes,
Ruth.
yes.
Rest in peace, baby. Whoa.
yummy.
Rizzo and Jeff have asked that we make an adjustment to the fluffy comment you hear on the show. We will not and stand by it. Those fluffy guys will be back after some free music and a quick break on 105.9 The Mountain.
I know, all right, as they say here on 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's Classic Rock, that this is Shaq's show now. But I'm telling you, Shaq is busy. He's doing a lot of commercials. He's running out of ideas, Jeff. And Schnatter, this is a Schnatter idea if I've ever heard one.
You feel that the ex-CEO has slithered his way back into the pizza chat with his friends at Papa John's.
I do.
All right, and he's bringing that melty, gooey face of his
The melty gooey face.
into the building.
Right.
So he's bringing his melty gooey.
500-degree gooey. Yeah.
And he's coming up with ideas now. All right.
Well, when you hear it, you'll say, hey, just trust me, okay?
Yeah, you're
the
right.
melty gooey's back.
This has melty gooey written all over it.
That ooey gooey face is back at Papa John's. I don't care what you say. It's 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's Classic Rock. You got the Rizzo and Jeff show. That's right, Jeff. The Schnatter is back.
Yeah, look, this has him written all over it, all right? He's wandering in to the boardroom.
Off the street.
The boardroom. He's
been
coming
homeless.
in. Right? You could put fingerprints on his face, okay, with the melty, gooey face of his.
It's like
it's
putty.
terrifying. Oh, my God, it's terrifying. And then not only that, there's a pizza now where at Papa John's where it's going to have cornflakes on it. Now, cornflakes, not the crust. The actual pizza itself will be cornflakes.
Well, they're calling it the Papa Cornflake Pepperoni Pizza.
Wow, creative name. Really thought that one through, huh?
Thanks, Schnatter. That's what I mean. It's Schnatter.
It's him.
Because Papa Dia. Well, it's the Papa's Pizza.
Right.
Come on, man. So Papa's Cornflake Pepperoni Pizza is the latest limited edition. They call it a bold step into the culinary landscape, defying nutritional and natural logic. The latest offering is part of a trend embracing unusual combinations of adventurous flavors. From a brainstorming session titled, "What Should We Bring Them This Summer?" emerged the Crunch series. Came up with two simple words.
Yeah.
Pizza, cornflakes. So of all the things that crunch,
yeah, but look,
cornflakes is where you're going, Papa?
Nobody sits down in a room. This is like something that you see on like a television show. Nobody sits there and comes up with it, except for him. He's the only one. First off, he gives us that sweet sauce. Okay,
right.
You're eating it. It's like you're having a Hershey bar. And now we're going to add even more to it with cornflakes on it. Why is that? I don't need the crunch with cornflakes.
Well, I guess the
Schnatter.
I guess the thought, and this is what I'm saying. So, a lot of people think he's out of the pizza game. A lot of people think Shaq is calling the shots with the Shaq-a-roni.
Right.
Shaq had to step back because Shaq is busy. So he weasels his way back in. Right, you can't mistake that face. And as they're molding his clay, like they do on that movie Ghost, when they're molding clay together, okay, in Ghost, they're molding his face. He's molding this idea. He thinks that the sweet and savory sauce with the spicy pepperoni and then the sweet and the cornflakes baked all together make one popperific pizza.
Yeah, so that's what he does. He's sitting there having his Botox injections, and he goes, Lord Cornwallis. What is it? What is the rooster?
The rooster.
The rooster from...
Lord Cornwallis, the Cornflakes chicken.
Okay.
Ferdinand Cornwallis Jr. is his actual name.
That's the actual full name.
Ferdinand Cornwallis Jr. He's just known as Lord Cornwallis Cornflakes chicken.
Okay. That sounds like something Schnatter would also come up with, naming that.
What? Lord Cornwallis? You think he hit up Lord Cornwallis and said, yo?
Yes, that's what he did. Called him and said, yo. Yeah.
Look, we know you. We know that you look at that bank account and don't know where half of those charges come from. So we decided to help here at 105.9 The Mountain. We want to remind you that we are always on, always free. And we're even discussing paying you to take the Rizzo and Jeff show home. For now, enjoy all the music, laughter, podcasts, and social media for free on 105.9 The Mountain.
I just got the weirdest text from my fiance. We're going to talk about this later because obviously she thinks I'm a buttercream eating fat pig.
Yeah.
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
It's 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's Classic Rock, the Rizzo and Jeff show.
Did you eat the buttercream?
I ate the buttercream
this morning?
No, not as alleged.
Okay.
All right. We'll get into it later. But first, the JNN, obviously a lot of, ridiculous things, just awful things happened over the weekend. I guess the biggest one, the attempted murder and or assassination of a U.S. president.
Yeah,
so
that is
that's pretty big.
Yeah, well, yes, it's horrendous. It's the climate needs to change here. The climate needs to calm down a little bit, okay? And, I think everybody agrees with it after this because, fortunately, he survived it, but there were other people that passed away and are in critical condition as well there. So it's a lot of craziness. And just from some kid, he was like a kid. You know?
Yeah, what, 20
years old or whatever he was.
Like
he was like 20. Yeah, he was. So
well, listen, we have some information, we have some audio for you. So without any further ado,
the most trusted source for useless information.
Who is your source? I need to know your source.
The JNN Jeff News Network is on 105.9 The Mountain now.
The Jeff News Network brought to you by our good friends at Train Heating and Cooling Systems. They are tested, retested, engineered, and re-engineered to keep up with you because we run together. Visit traininfo.com to find your local independent train dealer. That's traininfo.com because it's hard to stop a train.
So we all were shocked. We were all shocked. We were stunned over the weekend as an assassination attempt happened to former President Trump. And, a lot of stuff is a lot of stories and things are starting to come out about it. We're learning that the gunman was about 360 to 393 feet away from the podium on a rooftop.
Which, how is that even possible that the Secret Service and the snipers don't see that?
Yeah, the shots sounded like, like a crack pop sequence, typical with what they're saying was when a supersonic bullet passes a microphone. So that's kind of what you heard. And if you looked at the video, of it, and you've seen it, literally, Trump thinks that he turned his head slightly. And as he slightly turned his head and the bullet whizzed by, that kind of saved him a little bit. But that's just a scary, scary situation. We forget as well sometimes when we get caught up in, our beliefs and things of that nature.
Yeah.
That the man is a father. He's a husband. It's all those kind of things as well.
Former president, Republican or Democrat.
Right.
Where are we at that we're trying? This is not Cuba. Right? We don't kill Russia. We don't kill leaders, or their opponents. So this is what it sounded like on stage if you haven't heard.
That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
They missed him by a centimeter, less than that, a millimeter. I mean, he would have not been with us had he been a centimeter over.
Yeah.
And sadly, we have one that's passed and two that is in critical condition.
Yeah. And you know what's so funny? The entire time as they're taking, not that it's funny, but as they're taking Trump off the stage, he was concerned about getting his shoes.
He was.
He was so concerned about getting his shoes. Not you might have been hit or something of that nature. Just getting his shoes was a big thing for him. I don't know.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe he spends a lot of money on those shoes.
He could be. Could be. Does he have a foot odor problem? I don't know. But,
maybe he's got expensive orthotics. But the point is that I think that we need to cool down as a country. And I know President Biden, Jeff, spoke, yesterday, and it's just like, where are we at?
Yeah.
Where we hate so much. Like, it's like whatever side you're on. If you're on the left, you hate Trump so much. If you're on the right, you hate, the left so much. And the crazy part is they say this kid was a registered Republican, but maybe it's just a matter of, people... just going crazy, man. Like, just in the times that we're in.
Yeah, I mean, and he was like just a nursing aide or something, this kid. So it's not like, just some normal kid in Pennsylvania that was a nursing aide. That's it. That's what he did, 20 years old.
Well,
20
not
years
anymore.
old.
And, well, listen, and there is a big discussion on how the kid sits on his roof with a gun 400 feet away from a former president without being spotted. As a matter of fact, there's audio of people saying we saw him on here and said something to the Secret Service, but nobody did anything.
Yeah.
President Biden spoke last night. If you're up now, maybe you were asleep or in bed and didn't hear the full address. Kind of here's what his big takeaway was.
I want to speak to you tonight about the need for us to lower the temperature in our politics. And to remember, while we may disagree, we are not enemies. We're neighbors. We're friends, co-workers, citizens, and most importantly, we're fellow Americans. We must stand together.
I mean, listen, love them or hate them, it's true that we are citizens and we should be united under that, we are all Americans and we should want what's best for the country. We might have different views about it, but this is really...
It's terrifying.
The last time this happened was 1981.
Yeah, with Ronald Reagan and stuff. So it's, and now is this going to spurn... because Trump's not going to stop. He's going to be out. No. He's going to do these rallies.
Twice as much now, probably.
Yep. So this is, not going to stop. I mean, you feel like, is this going to spurn some other idiot that's going to go, if he couldn't do it, I'll do it. Yeah, copycat, sure, which is something to be fearful of. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, but I guess let's just take the temperature down. Let's just cool off. Let's come together and let's realize we can have our beliefs, but let's respect each other, man. Let's just find the good, I guess, in one another, Yeah. I'm not here to preach, but there's good in everything, everybody. So this was scary.
Yeah. Well, like you said, whether you like or dislike, like you said, there is good in people, and like you said, he's not just a president; he's a father, right? He's he's a husband. So
When my 7-year-old said to me, "Why do people hate people?" What are you supposed to say to a 7-year-old?
Yeah,
right?
I know.
It's ridiculous, man. Yeah. Ridiculous.
It's time for the. Wait, no, it's not really. I mean, who would?
Can you put the news back on?
The JNN.
This is the news.
The Jeff News Network. A wealth of useful and mostly useless information.
And just a quick reminder, if you're tuning in, I want you to know that we talked about it a little earlier. Papa John's is launching Corn Flakes Pizza. Papa John's is back in the mix, Papa Schnatter, and make sure that you, understand that the Schnatter is back. 105.9 The Mountain, go ahead. What do you got? Hello.
Hey, Johnny.
Yo, what's going on, boys? I haven't spoke to y'all in a few days. I've had the gut rot going on for about a week.
Oh, man. All right, you feeling better?
Yeah, finally today I started turning the corner last night, I think, but had something crawl up in there and die,
Okay, that's good. Thank you for the vivid description. So what's going on, man? How you feel about all this craziness that's going on in the world between Richard Simmons, Dr. Ruth, this attempted assassination? How you feeling about it?
Well, man, it's like nothing surprises me anymore. Right at 60 years old, and last 10 years or so, 5 especially, 6, it's like, nothing surprises me. All these things going on in the world today. But lighten it up a little. You got to be kind to one another. You got to look out for one another. You got to actually do something for one another and pass it along, okay? Regardless of anything. Doesn't matter what the deal is. And, because one day you may wake up and you might need something, okay?
That's right.
So anyway, but yeah, I had the old rot gut, and it sounded just like what Whoopi Goldberg was talking about on The View the other day. Remember that? She's talking about how old Biden or whoever it was had to go, and everybody was stepping into it. And
yes. We had a Whoopi retrospective the other day. You must have been sick, Johnny. You must have missed it, buddy.
Oh, yeah, man. I think when she started talking about it, it just all of a sudden hit me. I think she put some kind of spell on me or something, man, over the TV or something, man, because,
listen,
yeah,
Johnny, there's nothing good about a whoopee spell. Okay,
don't get whoopied. Okay, John.
Right on, man. Well, listen, y'all have a great day and keep it between the mayonnaise and the mustard. Beautiful out here, and play me a little something here. I'll be at work in about 30 minutes, but to be the man, you got to beat the man.
Woo! All right, man. I'm glad you're feeling better, my friend. Appreciate your call. We'll be right back. It's the Rizzo and Jeff Show. Keep between the mayonnaise and the mustard, y'all.
That's simple.
There it is.
The Rizzo and Jeff Show is always out trying to, they're trying. More of the Rizzo and Jeff Show next on 105.9 The Mountain.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to thank Jeff. It's 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's classic rock. You got the Rizzo and Jeff Show. But I want you to thank Jeff. Because it is because of Jeff and people like him that things are going to be changing if you go to hotels starting in January.
Mm-hmm.
What might be changing? Well, look, Jeff's a thief. He takes the shampoo bottles.
Oh.
He takes the towels. He takes the ropes. He takes the slippers. He takes the lotion.
I take the extra roll of toilet paper as well.
You take the toilet paper.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, starting in 2025, there will no longer be little shampooies for you, little soaps, little lotions, little towels, slippers, none of that for you to take home.
And I bet you that the prices won't go down. I bet your prices will go up.
Well, why would prices go down? The fact is they have to compensate for the theft.
It's not thievery. It comes with it.
No,
okay?
Where does it say, what comes with a hotel stay is you sleep in the bed and you have access to a room. It doesn't mean that you could take everything that's in the room.
So what do you want to do? Use the shampoo and leave it sit there? I mean, what do you do? Of course you're supposed to use it. It's yours. You're paying for it.
You're paying for what? The use of the room, or you're paying for the shampoo bottles that you're going to take?
And look, it's not like all the shampoo is the best shampoo. It's not that you take all of it, but sometimes you get some really decent stuff. And you go, you know what? This is coming with me. And then I have them down the road for the future. Okay. If I need to use them for anything, everybody, everybody has in their cabinet at home.
Don't.
You have a bunch
of
the travel ones that you take. Yes,
okay.
you do.
Let's just throw it out there. Okay. We have a $50 gift certificate to Thai Pearl. Okay. 828-240-1059. All right. There's a lot of just negativity. So let's just brighten up everyone's day. I just want to talk about something that is ridiculous because people like to, skimp the hotel stuff. We're no longer going to be giving it out. Now, I will admit one thing. That's when we went to the Bahamas. I did take their smelly scented lotion, and I did take their smelly scented body wash.
And why did you do that?
Because it was high dollar.
Okay.
We stayed at the Royal Bohemian. Now, if I'm going to stay at a Royal Bohemian, I'm going to take the stuff. All right, but if I go to a Motel 6, if I go to a Red Roof, if I go to a Days Inn, I'm not going to steal. I'm not going to take the shampoo.
It is part of the gig. So when you go and you get the room, yes, it is. That's all yours. It belongs to you. You don't just leave it there.
Do the sheets belong to you?
No, not
Do the towels belong to you?
No, but it's two different things here we're talking about. The shampoo is something totally different.
Okay, so let me get this straight. So the shampoo belongs to you because you have rented a room for it. So then based on that, if you rent an Airbnb, the shampoo belongs to you?
Well, if they supply it there for you, sure. Sure, you could take it, yeah.
That's preposterous.
I don't know if Airbnbs do all that stuff, but...
They do.
Yeah.
I mean, because, see, and look, maybe it's just me. 105.9 The Mound, good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys today?
Good.
Good. So, first thing is they do say complimentary, right? Usually it says, on the bathroom counter, it'll say complimentary shampoo, yada, yada, yada. I can say every time I take that stuff, I never use it. So I have a plastic baggie of crap that sits in my living closet.
Yeah.
But I really wish they would keep soap. I mean, soap is a pain in the butt to travel with, in my opinion. Liquids are a pain in the butt to travel with. The shampoo and conditioner usually are not great, but they work. So that's a total bummer, in my opinion. I think that sucks.
I know, and it's not like the prices are going to get any cheaper. We know that to be the case.
No, not at all.
Right?
Well,
Nope.
So let me ask you this then. Okay, I understand what you're saying, but do you think that perhaps if maybe we did, you said you take them with you, but you don't use them, maybe if people, I don't know, if we all agreed to maybe just like take them every once in a while, like we could get them back, but now you're not going to be able to get them in January. So now you're going to have to pack soap. I don't know how you pack soap, shampoo, conditioner. It's a pain to get through the airport as it is. You know what I mean? Especially flying out of here.
I absolutely agree. I don't take them any longer because I'm tired of having to pack up, but I think that's ridiculous.
Well, you know what? I hate to say it, but it's people like Jeff that you should be tisking because it's him.
I have a whole cabinet of to-go stuff.
Do you raid the cart? Are you a cart raider? I think this all comes from the cart raiders. The folks that go out while they're refilling rooms and literally steal handfuls. See, that's stealing. That's different for me.
Is Jeff
they're
a cart?
stealing and they're taking your complimentary offering. It's like getting the cookie at the Hilton.
That's true. I don't know if he's a cart raider. Do me a favor. Hang on for just 1 second. You're qualified for that Tide Pearl gift card. I appreciate you calling in. Are you a cart guy? Do you go to the cart and maybe steal an extra shampoo or two?
I do.
You do?
I do.
You can tell.
A little extra rag.
A little rag.
Little something
little
else.
Towel. Little pillow.
Yeah. So
good.
what? What are you going to do about it?
828-240-1059.
The Rizzo and Jeff Show. It's like watching a car drive down the wrong side of the road. You can't look away. The Rizzo and Jeff Show. We'll be right back on 105.9 The Mountain.
What in the world is happening in Florida? It's 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's classic rock. You got the Rizzo and Jeff Show. Jeff, Florida's a unique place.
Yeah, it is. Spent a little time there in my life in the Tampa region.
Yeah, I was over on the eastern coast in the Jacksonville, St. Augustine area. But nonetheless, there's special people.
Yeah, there's always, for some reason, whenever you get down there, to Florida, you find special folks. Every other person you're going to meet down there is somebody special. Special in sometimes a good way, other times quite bizarre way.
So you have the east coast of Florida, then you have the west coast of Florida on the Gulf of Mexico, and in the middle, there is John Travolta and the Villages.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. He's in, where's it? Ocala.
Ocala, yeah. And the Villages, a little bit south, down I-4. You can get to the Villages, a really nasty, nasty place. A lot of stuff going on there.
Yeah, it's quite the retirement community, and I feel like the minute that you go through the gates in the Villages, you just declothe.
Well, it's interesting you say that because this happened over the weekend.
Start this morning in Polk County, where police say a Dundee man exposed himself multiple times to women in a Walmart parking lot. Winter Haven police tell us it happened at the store on Cypress Gardens Boulevard on June 30th and July 6th. Officers say 33-year-old Trenell Alexander Webster parked beside the vehicles where the victims were sitting and exposed himself to them. Detectives say they identified Webster because one of the victims wrote down his car license plate.
So you're going to Trenell.
You got to think this through, Trenell.
Yeah, I'm with you, Jeff.
Like they have
Trenell's not thinking.
They got your license plate. They're you figure out who it is, and what's the big excitement about doing that? What is it?
So this is and I'll give Trenell this. He did standard trench coat, nothing on underneath. Open up the trench coat. Whoopsie doopsie, it's a surprise.
Okay, so the trench coat surprise.
He did the trench coat pop out.
Okay,
that's fine. Now here's the thing. Polk County. He's down there in the place where not a lot happens, so, you walk around in a trench coat with nothing on, you're going to get caught. You don't drive up in your own car, okay? You don't expose face. That's why you need a hat. That's why you need glasses. That's why you need a trench coat. I don't know what's going on down there.
And listen, when you think Polk County, it's exactly what you think it is. Polk County.
It is Polky.
Polk County is exactly what it is. But for him to just do it over and over, what was this? Trenell? Is that was his name?
Trenell, yeah. Trenell's just Trenell, come on, man.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
Well, you got to just take it out, Trenell. Come on.
Just take it out at home, Trenell.
I get it. I understand, Trenell. Sometimes it's hot in Florida. It needs a little air.
It's hot.
But, come on, Trenell.
It's hot, Trenell.
Yeah.
And finally, the last thing that's going on, Trenell aside, there's a mom who had a 500-person riot, or started a 500-person riot, rather, at a skating rink after her daughter's birthday was canceled. 500 people. I just want you to think about that for a minute. 500 people is a lot of people.
Well, first off, when 500 people at a skating rink anymore? Is that reality? 500 people? And who knows that many people?
That's true, and at a skating rink nonetheless. And then 36 years old sparks a chaos. It's called the Astroskate in Brandon. And the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office.
I know where that's at.
Do you really?
I lived in Brandon.
Have you been to?
I haven't been to the Astroskate, but the
Astroskate?
When I initially moved there, I moved to Brandon. It's a suburb of Tampa.
So is it popular, the Astroskate?
Yeah. The more I think about it, yeah. That's funny.
So let me ask you something. This lady starts a whole thing, right? She starts a riot, all that stuff. I hate to say it, couldn't she be more like Trenell?
Trenell?
Why doesn't she just, Yeah.
Well, I'm
Stop
sure.
starting a riot. Just open
start
your
whipping
coat.
things out at the skating rink around kids at the Astroskate.
Well, I'm saying it's better than starting a riot, isn't it?
I'm not sure.
The Rizzo and Jeff Show. One loves Frasier, and the other's still into wrestling. Who's who? Find out more interesting tidbits about them every morning, right here on 105.9 The Mountain.
You didn't give love a bad name, Richard. You made love.
With who?
It's debatable.
No, it's not.
105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's classic rock, The Rizzo and Jeff Show. A very, very hard, very, very distressing weekend.
Yeah.
From Shannen Doherty, we had somebody call us and at like 5 something this morning to talk about Shelley Duvall passing, Shannen Doherty passing, Dr. Ruth passing, Jacoby Brissett passing. We have, an attempted assassination on a president, which is insane. We'll talk about that in the JNN. We talked about it earlier. And then I find out that it is now confirmed, Jeff, that Richard Simmons has passed away.
Yeah, Richard didn't make it. Now, you believe, and you were under this belief, and you've talked about it before, that you think that he had been gone many years in the past. And there's audio floating out there, which you believe is artificial intelligence.
I do, and as a matter of fact, so here's a quick snippet of his death announcement.
Fitness guru Richard Simmons has died just one day after his 76th birthday.
Please welcome the one, the only, the lovely Richard Simmons.
We're moving this aerobic party to your house with sweet.
Now listen to his energy, right?
I'm proud to say that I never put anything, my name on anything, unless it's what I really believed in my heart.
Wow, what a beautiful, healthy looking audience!
Wow.
Good start. Now, everybody, move those buns!
Ooh.
268 pounds, opening a tight jar of mayo tired me out. And now I'm a fat burning dancing machine teaching over 400 classes a year. Anyway, here's my steamer. So the
How
one
much is this run?
less than that tie, David.
Ooh, sassy.
Well, you spent more money on your tie than my steamer.
So he was trying to sell his steamer. So do you hear the energy, right? You hear that? Do you hear that's Richard? You hear Richard?
Yeah.
You hear him there.
Okay, but he's a little bit older in these clips.
Okay,
right?
wait. So you heard him, and even as old as he was, you mean to tell me that you think this?
Please forgive me. I'm a little emotional today. Don't be stressed. You are the best. No one is like you. So don't be blue. You are number one. You are a star. And I do know you will go far. Just believe in you, and all your dreams will come true. Love, Richard.
Okay, now, let me tell you something.
My heart.
What a load of crap. Not from Richard, but the fact that we believe that he was around. And I'm sorry, we have said, and listen, he had a housekeeper. We were not here in Asheville at the time. Named Teresa. Okay?
Yeah.
He released a statement saying that Teresa takes good care of him. Here's the deal. Teresa, I'm telling you, got rid of him 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, you are of this belief that he completely has been wiped out by this Teresa.
I know it.
We actually, I think, at one point did a little deep dive investigation trying to figure it out. I remember when TMZ had launched the whole thing trying to where is Richard or whatever it was.
Right.
Yeah.
Couldn't find him.
No.
All they said was the police went and they confirmed he was okay. Now, again, with all this Weekend at Bernie's stuff that people are doing.
You think she burned him?
I think she burned him. As a matter of fact, I think she was like, oh, he's sleeping. And then they're like, Richard, are you okay? And then like a little marionette, she just went boop, 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 and he just nodded his head. I don't believe they ever saw him.
What, does she have a remote control? I mean,
come on. Listen, animatronics, robotics, you can do a lot of things these days.
Okay.
All right, you want to tell me this isn't a live Richard?
Some of you struggle with your weight. Don't give up, for goodness sake. Watch what you eat, and please don't cheat. This is not such an easy feat. Try your best to move every single day, and before you know it, those extra pounds will go away.
Sounds like friggin' Dr. Seuss. It is a pre-recorded guy who does his voice, artificial intelligence. There's nothing real about that.
All right. Are you going to let it go now?
No, because this is the last thing, allegedly, he released before he was dead, and then I will show you a real alive Richard.
Hi, everybody. It's Richard. Happy May 6th, 2024. Thank you so much for reading my messages.
Why is he putting the date out there?
Roses are red, violets are blue. Do you know how much I love you? Have a beautiful day. Bye for now.
So why is he dating things? Why is he giving dates?
What's the difference?
For things? What do you mean? Why is he giving dates for things?
So what if he is? So what?
What?
So you think that this is artificial intelligence? You're saying that 5 years ago somebody just wanted to keep the name of Richard alive for 5 years.
Collect the money.
Whatever money. Okay. So this is all
spend it, burn it. I bet you he dies broke because she spent it all.
So when people say to themselves, somebody I'd like to take out and wipe out, they think Richard Simmons is the one.
I think if you're Teresa, I think she got in. All you need to do is infiltrate. He was a multi-millionaire. This, you know what? People don't want. This is a real Richard.
I would like to welcome a man who has made dieting and exercising.
And I picked this one because Dr. Ruth passed as well.
Welcome, Richard.
Both of them together.
Richard,
Cute.
is that true? That
I know
Richard,
there's a key behind you sometimes. I haven't seen it yet, but I know there's like a little key that
you
they
mean
wind.
the same key that you have? We are exchanging it. Richard, is that true that your name was Milton?
Yeah, I was baptized Milton Teagle Simmons. What?
And why didn't you like Milton? I like Milton.
I thought it was really serious. I thought Milton Teagle Simmons was serious. So I sat my parents down in a living room similar to this one.
When you were 10 years old?
11 years old.
11, yeah.
And I sat down and said, I can't live with this name.
Here's his first choice.
And I don't like it.
You made
and
a sad face?
No, I was just, I have a very good relationship with my family. Yes. They taught me that I could be open with them and, that I could just be who I was.
So you said, I don't like my name.
Don't like it.
And?
And I wanted to change it. So I gave them a bunch of names that I really liked.
And?
Well, they didn't like Diana Ross Simmons.
That is a real, alive Richard Simmons.
I like Diana Ross Simmons.
Diana Ross Simmons is pretty good.
You sassy thing, you.
You know what makes it? You know what Diana Ross Simmons does?
What?
Come on! That's right. Shake it, honey. Shake it! Oh, yeah. Like a pony. I'm a pony. I'm a pony. Don't you feel like a pony? Don't you feel like a pony when you sweat?
Don't you feel like a pony when you sweat? That, ladies and gentlemen, is the real Richard. He is. I'm sorry, rest in peace. I'm sorry Teresa killed you.
I am a pony, Richard. I'm a bad little pony.
You're a bad pony.
The Rizzo and Jeff Show. It's like watching a car drive down the wrong side of the road. You can't look away. The Rizzo and Jeff Show. We'll be right back on 105.9 The Mountain.
I need your help. I need everyone's help. 828-240-1059. Okay, I want you to hear what happened, and I want you to know, and I want to know what you think she's trying to tell me. Okay? We have a $50 gift certificate to Ty Pearl. Everyone who calls, texts, Facebooks, participates in any way. But we begin the show, and 7 o'clock is when we're really getting into it. We got the JNN rolling. We're really getting into the swing of things. And it was 7:03 a.m. So I didn't see this right away because Jeff, we were doing the JNN.
Right.
The text from the fiance. Now, mind you, she's taken the Bambine to sports camp today, all right? And she's driving down to Hendersonville. Good luck with that. She says at 7:03, did you have cupcakes for breakfast? To which I replied, no, I had 2 last night. I'm fat, but I'm not that fat. She says, oh, okay. How is that any fatter than eating them during the night? And I said, are you calling me a buttercream eating hog?
Well, here's the thing, when you're eating cupcakes that are piled with buttercream, and you're having them at 3:30 in the morning.
Right.
That is about as big boy as it could possibly get.
That's pretty big boy.
To make that call, and the only reason that you're doing that, you're half asleep, it's so early, is you're thinking about them the night before. So you are thinking about cupcakes. You're thinking about how you're going to get up. It's not often you have a lot of cupcakes in the house, but now they're there.
Yeah, they are there.
They're there, and you are claiming that you absolutely you did not do this. You did not eat the cupcakes this morning.
No.
Why would she even bring this up?
Because what she said is, I don't remember seeing them in the garbage before I went to bed, so it would only make sense that you got up and you ate 2 or 3 buttercream cupcakes, okay?
Generally, people usually just have one.
In the morning.
People usually just have one cupcake. You went for more than one, and now you don't want.
I have diabetes, so my sugar is low. I needed some cupcakes.
Yeah, okay, one cupcake is fine.
Is it?
Did you get up this morning and mouth more than one cupcake early in the morning?
Listen. for those of you who know, and I know there's not a lot of people, but getting up 5 days a week at 3 o'clock in the morning is painful. You are not fully awake. You're not alert. It takes you like 20 minutes to just get your mind right so you could just get ready.
Well, you are aware enough to know that those cupcakes were sitting in that fridge.
No. See, this is that's not it. Because I didn't have those cupcakes. I would remember if I had those cupcakes. So now I am being told that I am a ham sandwich. I'm being told that I'm Andy Reid.
You are a big walking ham sandwich. That's what you are. To know if you could do something like that, something so so large, okay, of a large person to do. If you could do that at 3:30 in the morning, what can't you do?
Well, wait a minute.
You can shove anything in your yap.
What makes you think I did it at 3 o'clock in the morning? All I told you was that I had a few cupcakes before bed because my sugar was low.
Most people have one cupcake.
Well, they're smaller cupcakes. You know that. They were the cupcakes from your birthday. I figured I'd have a couple buttercreams.
I thought they were a decent-sized cupcake. Did you? Let me take a look at your yap over there.
Look at the yap. Do I have any buttercream on the mustache?
I don't see any buttercream.
And I had a blue buttercream.
But I
had a green buttercream, and then I had half of a white buttercream because these were the small.
But somebody that buttercreams knows to make sure that you don't have a ton of buttercream on your face. You go out of your way if you're going to be a cupcake monster at 3:30 in the morning. It is what it is.
If I buttercreamed at 3:30 this morning, I would tell you. Why would I hide that? Why would I lie about that? And then she texts me like I'm eating all these buttercreams.
Yeah.
And my question is, how dare you? Why would you say that? Mm-hmm. And I'm asking you, do you think I would buttercream? Do you think I would buttercream and eat cupcakes at 3 o'clock in the morning?
Look, listen, you're a nice man. Okay?
I am a nice man. All right. I am.
Nobody ever wants to be accused of being a buttercream hog at 3:30 in the morning.
No.
But I'm going to tell you, where there's smoke, there's a little bit of fire here. All right?
Oh, you're calling for fire.
I'm just saying.
You're calling for fire.
I'm calling for less buttercream in your diet.
Listen, 828-240-1059. Does anyone believe me that I didn't eat these buttercreams?
Yeah.
I didn't buttercream.
Uh-huh.
The Bambine's on the way to sports camp. He's going to have a great day. Shout out to him. And I'm buttercream. I'm being blamed for buttercreaming that I'm not doing.
Is there going to be any buttercream left when he gets back?
No, probably not. No.
We get it. We're new. So it's time for you to sound off on the Rizzo and Jeff Show. Let us have it. What do you want to say to us? What do we need to know? Call now. 240-1059. Coming up on 1059 The Mountain.
I am going to make it my mission on this show to convince you guys, everyone here at 1059 The Mountain, and everyone that listens to the Rizzo and Jeff Show, that AI, artificial intelligence, is not real. But for some reason, Jeff, we talked about this last week, but it's becoming a bigger and bigger problem. People, they were surveyed, and a large percentage of people are sending adult messages and pictures to artificial intelligence fake people.
Yeah,
How
lonely do you have to be?
Pretty.
Okay, that you're doing it with completely and totally, fake people that aren't real, and you're sending things to them. And then the minute you start sending this stuff, then they have it, right? Then it's whoever has had it. Then forget it. Then you're screwed.
Well, and this is the thing, and this is what I've always said about, and that you won't find a picture of me, a nude out there. I don't know your thoughts on it, but my policy is, if it can be out there and be found, it can be out and be found. And you're talking about this AI stuff. People are like, it's astonishing. I think it's something like 70% of people are having these conversations and sending these pictures. And 60% of people trust AI more than they trust humans. Well, guess what? Let's say I'm the guy who created the app, And now I have 250,000 pictures of somebody. What are we not getting about this?
Well, I have no nude photos out anywhere, okay?
Me neither.
Period.
Me neither.
Nothing to see. Nobody wants to see it.
Yep.
Nobody wants any parts of it.
That's it.
So I just never got involved in the game of sending nudes ever. I don't think I have ever sent one.
I'm trying to think. You know what?
And if I did, I was riding high and feeling really good.
Yeah, I think maybe during the days of the Razor, the original
flip phone.
Yeah, and remember it had that front camera so you could close it and still snap a pic. So I think back in those days, but those pictures there was no cloud, there was no way to save it, so that I feel safe from.
Did you angle it properly? That's important.
Well,
you got to angle it right.
Here's the thing. Everyone knows there needs to be, an upward tilted angle.
Okay.
You need to...
The lighting's got to be good.
Lighting's got to be good. You need to show, you need to show that you are, you need to show that you're there.
Yeah.
And, I just don't know what happened to the art. There used to be an art to it.
There was. There was
an art to it.
An art, a science, all of it. Yeah. You had to lay it all out.
And now we got people that just are just talking to robots.
Yeah.
The robot doesn't love you.
No.
All right. And did you know that 40% of men in North Carolina have adult conversations with artificial intelligence, including sending pictures? Do you think you're going to get one back?
Who are you out there? Huh? You know what?
You know it's you. You know what? I take this all back. If one person admits, okay, you can be anonymous. I can even change your voice, okay? 828-240-1059. If you are one person that admits that you have partook in the AI adult discussions and you send said pictures and you give me a legitimate reason as to why you have, given up on the art of the true adult picture and photo, then I will give you $50 to Time Pro because maybe you need to go and take somebody out. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They're used to, I remember used to 20, 30 pictures before I would, send.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Now it's just like click, click. It's like, it's nothing. It was an art. What happened to the art?
You seem to have real deep knowledge about this. I got to tell you.
Well, allegedly.
Something we don't know?
Allegedly. Allegedly.
The Rizzo and Jeff Show has been out everywhere, trying food, going to breweries, concerts, and having fun. And they make us sit here in the same spot every morning. So we'll do our best. Hey, we'd rather be at Papa some beer, too. More of the Rizzo and Jeff Show next on 105.9 The Mountain.
As a roofer, I'm always on the go. So I need to be able to get things done from anywhere. That's why I partnered with Beacon. With their unique Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips 24/7. I rely on Beacon because I never stop building, and neither do they. Now through September 15th, purchase GAF through Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $1,500. Go to BECN.com or download the Beacon Pro Plus app today.
105.9 The Mount Nashville's classic rock. You got the Rizzo and Jeff show. And Jeff, this was probably the craziest weekend that I can remember. From Shelley Duvall to Shannen Doherty to Richard Simmons to Dr. Ruth to a attempted political assassination. Period.
What world are we living in?
I don't know.
It's crazy. This is like stuff that happens in like Cuba. Or Russia, where he's, poisoning the tea,
Right, or Kim Jong-un, where he's trying to kill his brother. It's like, this isn't Che, you know what I mean? Che Guevara doesn't live here. What are we doing? We're America. I think we just need to cool down.
Yeah, there needs to be some cooling down.
So, that being said, time for the JNN. It is brought to you by our good friends at Train Heating and Cooling Systems. They are tested, retested, engineered, and re-engineered to keep up with you because we run together. Visit traininfo.com to visit your local independent train dealer. That's traininfo.com because it's hard to stop a train.
It's time for the JNN, the Jeff News Network, with all the news, important information, and local things that you want to know. It won't be here, but hey, they try, so here's the JNN on 105.9 The Mountain now.
So we know the identity of the 20-year-old man who attempted to assassinate President Trump. Thomas Matthew Crooks is his name. and finding out just a little bit more about him. He was a strong math student in high school. He was working as a nursing home employee. So, a lot of people just said he was pretty much just a loner, right? Just a loner kid. Nothing surprising about him or anything so far. We don't know. Yeah, and that was it. And he was able. They do not know the motive behind it yet. But
it's interesting because wasn't he was allegedly a registered Republican? But what's weird is he was on a white roof that was right by the president. You have snipers, you have Secret Service. They were alerted. How did nobody catch this guy? It's really stunning. And didn't they say he came within like a centimeter or a couple millimeters of like being shot in the head?
Yep, and that would have been it. It was an AR-style rifle as well. So the gunman's family, the FBI said they're cooperating with investigators. So the family obviously had no idea that he was going to do anything like this. There was nothing, I think that they were saying, there's nothing that really, stood out with him where you would have thought that he was going to do something like this.
Well, and let us not forget that there was someone who lost their life and 2 more people in critical condition. And the governor of Pennsylvania, Judge Shapiro, had this to say.
First and foremost, the assassination attempt on the former president, Donald Trump, last night was absolutely unacceptable and tragic. Lori and I are grateful that the former president is safe and, according to him and his team, is fine. It's also important to note that last night 3 of our fellow Pennsylvanians were shot, and I want to offer my prayers and the prayers of all 13 million Pennsylvanians for the 2 individuals who are being treated at this time.
So hopefully they recover, Jeff. But I mean, to hear, and I'm sure that you guys, most of you listening, especially, heard it. But just to hear, you have a former president, current presidential candidate running, and you hear this.
That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
I mean, that's scary, Jeff.
It's just absolutely terrifying, and for to anybody that was there could have been in the the crossfire there, which is terrifying. And like you said, somebody lost their life. Somebody that was just showing up to support lost their life just being out there because this one person had some agenda. Whatever that agenda may be, but whether you think whether you like him, dislike him, it doesn't make a difference. He's still a father. He's still a husband, right? So it's terrible. The world we're living in at the moment.
And even President Biden, look, love Trump, hate Trump, love Biden, hate Biden. It doesn't matter. I think, and we said it at 6:00 this morning. I think we just need. I think the whole country needs a Xanax.
Yeah,
we just take a breath.
And it's like you can't do anything and have any kind of conversation about anything that has to do with anything politics because
Facebook, you lose friends, you lose family.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then the president did an address, and this is the clip that I thought was most important.
I want to speak to you tonight about the need for us to lower the temperature in our politics. And to remember, while we may disagree, we are not enemies. We're neighbors. We're friends, co-workers, citizens, and most importantly, we're our fellow Americans. We must stand together.
Yeah, listen, man, we don't do this in America.
No, we don't. We don't do anything like this. No, absolutely not. So... but Trump's going to march on. He's going to be at the convention, and it's nothing's stopping him from doing this. So, isn't he already in Milwaukee? I think they have that place on lockdown. I was looking at videos on X, and man, oh man, it's on lockdown for sure.
Yeah, good luck getting anywhere near Wisconsin. But the point is, listen, I think we try to provide a show of laughter, levity, create an escape, and it's just try to calm down. I get it. You can feel one way or another way about whatever way you feel, but let's just all, no matter what, we're people. We're in it together, right? We succeed or fail together.
Yeah.
So, right or left, whether we succeed or fail, we do it together. So let's just
get along. Calm down.
I know, man. It's tough, man. It's tough.
Whether you think your prime was the 70s, 80s, or the 90s, at least you had one. The Rizzo and Jeff Show is still waiting for theirs, and the time's flying by. The Rizzo and Jeff Show on 105.9 The Mountain.
It's Rizzo and Jeff, and Zero Res Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning's hottest summer sale is going on right now. 15% off of all cleaning services when you mention the Rizzo and Jeff Show or 105.9 The Mountain.
You do that, and you'll get 15% off your next service. Use promo code SUMMERSALE when scheduled.
Group is an equal opportunity employer.
The Rizzo and Jeff Show is the radio equivalent of fresh New Balances. Yes, very sleek with my huge, long white socks. Check us out weekdays 6 to 10 a.m.
It is 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's classic rock. Eric on the phone. Lots going on this weekend. Eric, what do you think? How you doing, my friend?
Doing good. Here's what I think. This is just me personal. Trump ain't nothing but straight up gangster. He's got 3 baby mamas, a ton of felonies, and he's been shot. He's got more street cred than any gangster rapper out there you could think of. That dude's just straight up.
Yeah, you know what? More than Tupac and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, put Tupac and Biggie are dead, though.
That's true.
That is true. They didn't make it.
You know what? That should be his new slogan. Project Gangsta.
I'm telling you, Trump ain't nothing but straight up gangster.
Look at
y'all
that.
say what y'all want about Biden and everybody else. That's fine. It's all up to you. I think Trump ain't nothing but a straight up gangster now.
Well, you know what, man?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for calling. Straight up gangsta. I love it, my friend.
Straight up gangsta.
Speaking of straight up gangsta, here's another one. Tom Petty. A little breakdown right here on 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's classic rock. Well, he might not have been able to get any satisfaction, but some people can if they run into a very generous mom. It's 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's classic rock. You got the Rizzo and Jeff Show. And Jeff, I said to you that there was a very giving mom who shares the wealth.
Mm-hmm.
Any maybe guesses, ideas what that could possibly mean? Or
I don't know here, Rizzo. I mean, maybe money? maybe some money?
Money?
No, that's not the wealth we're talking about.
That's not the wealth we're talking about.
Yeah.
So this is a new mom who, I guess after her child goes to bed, posts on, I guess Craigslist and different websites that she is willing to share her milk that she makes with anyone who is thirsty. She admits that she loves going out on nights and feeding random men her milk.
Why?
Well, look, she said.
Why are you feeding random men your milky? Why are you doing this?
Here it is. Her name's Kitty Walls.
Oh, okay.
She's 29 years old.
Uh-huh.
All right. She always carries the pump. Okay. She says she has maternal instincts. And she knows when maybe a guy didn't have, quote, a loving mom. And so she feels that the best way to help these strangers is by sharing some milk. She said, look, I know my kids would be livid if they found out. But I'm here to share my milk.
Who's watching the kids at night when you leave to go give people your milk?
It's interesting.
Who's watching them?
It's interesting you say that because there's pictures of her at a bar giving people milk for free. And it says, my favorite animal is me on a baby-free night, which is every night. Don't know where the baby's at.
Yeah.
Pumping at the bar and feeding my boys, B-O-Y-Z, dressed in a cow costume. Don't know where to go here.
Yeah, don't know. Can't figure out the reasoning why you want to be so giving with your milk.
Well,
and where your mind is at when you decide, you know what, I'm going to be one heck of a gal. I'm going to make sure that I show up to my local watering hole and milk people.
Well, as of right now, Kitty says she's given about 5,000 shots of milk.
Wow.
she thinks that, it's nutritious. She says, quote, that it is the healthiest thing that a human being can consume. Why should we just let our kids have it? We should all be allowed to have some milk. And her TikTok and Instagram hashtag is milkfo-free.
Okay.
So,
wow.
And here you go. Here's a little picture I'm going to show Jeff. This is a man at a club with what looks to be a shot of rum chata.
Right.
But it's not.
Far from rum chata.
Far from rum chata.
Okay.
And she just goes out. And again, this is the question. Who's watching the baby?
Right.
While you're out at
While she's out
the
being
club.
a bovine. Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
No sleep till The Rizzo and Jeff Show. One is older and wiser. The other's life fell to pieces and his fiance is out of glue. Yeah, you get what you get. Here's to hoping we made the right decision. Weekdays, 6 to 10 a.m. on 105.9 The Mountain.
I want you to think a little bit here, all right? It's 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's classic rock. You got the Rizzo and Jeff Show. Before what didn't make the show, I just wanted to just set this in your minds. I want you to think about it. Is this friendship ending? Now, Jeff, Gwyneth Paltrow had a friend over, I guess, at least at the time, I guess a friend over her big, beautiful, multi-million-dollar Hampton home, correct?
Right. His name is Derek Blasberg.
Well, first off, if your name's Blasberg, this totally makes a lot more sense.
And then, you might have to throw a T into this and make it Blastberg.
Yeah.
But that's what happened. Gwyneth was left horrified after a longtime pal of hers, this Derek Blasberg, lost complete control of his bowels. And in her bathroom, what could be described as, this is what they called it, catastrophic diarrhea. He went into the bathroom, had the catastrophic diarrhea. I guess he was embarrassed and afraid of it, that he wound up splitting and leaving her house. He was nowhere to be found after this situation happened. So, is this something that you can get over? Is this something that,
Is it friendship ending?
Yeah, that's the question. I'm
so
not sure.
let me ask you something. Someone comes to your house, catastrophic. So obviously that means that if it made news, they had to call a plumber. It is catastrophic. What would the definition? I mean, that means it has to ruin something. Am I correct?
Well, see, Gwyneth was lunching it up with Oprah and Jerry
Gwyneth
Seinfeld.
Was lunching. Okay.
When her housekeeper called, shouting loudly about the horrors that she'd discovered, yelling about how much she can't stand who this guy was. And coming to clean it. So, that's it happened. Catastrophic. So
I'm looking up the definition, and they say it's an infection. It's an infectious disease, gastroenterology or whatever, caused by loose, frequent, unplanned movements. It could also be viral gastroenteritis, and generally, this happens about 5 times a day. Now, when it gets explosive, what you need to do is you need to go to the hospital immediately because explosive, a lot of people are having this, they call it Ozempic. So this might be an Ozempic.
Yeah, so I guess this guy
see what I'm doing?
This guy is like some connected guy within, Hollywood. They know him. But, now you're known for the guy. Who's going to invite you over now? Who's going to invite you over?
If you're the catastrophic diarrhea guy?
Correct.
You're not getting
an invitation. Right.
No, not me. I'll tell you that. I'm not inviting you anywhere.
I don't want any parts of you.
I don't want any part. What do you do? You got to unfriend, right? Do you unfriend on Facebook and everything?
Why didn't he just clean it up?
It's catastrophic, Jeff.
I hear you.
I mean, what are you going to do? With their towels?
I guess. You could have replaced the towels.
Everything's white.
I know.
You know what? I never thought I'd say this. I kind of feel bad for Gwenny.
Yeah? Do you? I feel bad for Derek.
I can't believe the show is almost over already. It seems like we just started. I mean, we have people calling us at 5:30 in the morning.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. And shout out our first winner, by the way, for the Ty Pearl gift card is our friend who gave us a jingle really early. Kind of reward him for, listening. So we'll give him a call. Tony. So thanks. But now it's time for things that didn't make the show because it was probably the busiest Monday I can remember.
I know. So much.
Rizzo and Jeff tried to do their work today, but just couldn't quite get it done. So here's where they try to cram it all in at the end. It's what didn't make the show on 105.9 The Mountain.
I get the nostalgia factor of things, but Pan Am coming back. Pan Am with a special transatlantic flight for next year.
Yeah.
Pan Am from the 60s.
That's just one of those things where I'm not getting on the plane. It sounds like something bad's going to happen. Okay.
Like you just know. They're going to use propeller planes.
Yeah, it's like trying to go to the Titanic or something. It's, you start playing games and lights out. Nope, not doing it.
No Pan Am for you?
I will be Pan Am free, I promise.
You'll be Pan free?
Promise. Guaranteed. All right.
Rizzo and Jeff tried to do their work today, but just couldn't quite get it done. So here's where they try to cram it all in at the end. It's what didn't make the show on 105.9 The Mountain.
I am the uncle of my biological son. Yes, that's right. I donated to my sister who was looking to have a baby. She couldn't find the right partner. She was getting older, so she asked her brother for help, and thus not only the father, but the uncle as well. This is causing a lot of controversy online. I don't even know what to say other than, what?
Huh?
How did they even allow this?
This is some, back in the woods stuff.
This is the I don't listen. I don't know why they allowed it. Maybe they ran. I don't know, but I guess it was a nice thing to do for your sister.
There's nobody else. Yeah,
in the whole wide world.
There's nobody. There's plenty of men. It has to be you. That poor kid. Good luck.
Yeah. Good luck. I'm sorry. Sorry about it. Sorry.
Rizzo and Jeff tried to do their work today, but just couldn't quite get it done. So here's where they try to cram it all in at the end. It's what didn't make the show on 105.9 The Mountain.
Now, here's something that upsets me, okay? Dave Thomas worked hard to build an empire. All right? Named it after his beautiful daughter, Wendy. Wendy's, a little older now.
Yeah.
A little bit of a bodge, but nonetheless, we love Wendy.
Okay, right.
Well, there's a tractor trailer that crashed through Wendy's, and, he just, wasn't looking and just drove right through that Square Burger Palace.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, Jeff, we have an oopsie.
Yeah, that's quite an oopsie. I don't know.
It's a big oopsie.
How do you lose so much control? I get it that you're juiced up for a Baconator, but man, oh man. To be doing that? No, you can't do that.
Well, here's the thing. Maybe it was a son of a Baconator. Maybe he went in to get those dippy nuggets. You know what I mean? I love a good spicy nugget, but I don't know if I'd rev my car into the Square Burger Palace.
Listen.
Who's sitting on the burger throne? Wendy?
If you're going Baconator, pal, you go all the way, okay?
Oh, you don't do son of a Baconator?
No.
You go double? You're taking 2 quarter-pound patties and 5 slices of bacon?
Right in the yap. Yep.
Right in the yap, and you're calling me a bodger for having buttercreams?
Well, you know what? Now I want a Baconator. Now I'm going to go get one. And I think I have some buttercreams at home as well.
Oh, good. Baconator or buttercreams.
From the best classic rock songs of all time to the best radio show of all time. We're sure that show is somewhere. We just can't tell you where. So here's more of the Rizzo and Jeff Show on 105.9 The Mountain.